Sheldon Nostradamus. Who was this man? What about his predictions? Was he a quack, a charlatan, or was he a true prophet? A man with a gift to see what others can't. Whatever he was, he's mystified and challenged believers and disbelievers alike for over 400 years. We're going to look at him and his predictions and let you judge for yourself. You decide. Did he successfully predict the events his supporters claim he did? And what about his predictions of events still to come? Should we pay attention to them? His followers say if you keep one eye on your daily newspaper and the other on Nostradamus, you can see for yourself if he is relevant to our own times. They say, for instance, that Nostradamus remarkably foresaw the events in Iran in 1979. Remember, the ancient name of Iran was Persia.
Rain, famine, war in Persia having not ceased, too great a faith shall betray the monarch. Being ended there, it shall commence in France. A secret omen to one that he shall die.
Here, they insist, Nostradamus startlingly predicts the fate of the Shah of Iran. The Shah was deposed by a religious leader and died in exile.
Too great a faith shall betray the monarch. A secret omen that he shall die.
And what about the next line?
Being ended there, it shall commence in France.
Until the 1980s, few of us knew who the Ayatollah Khomeini was, let alone that he would launch his coup against the Shah from Paris. And yet, Nostradamus made this prediction over 400 years ago. His supporters and his detractors quote another of his predictions, both to validate and to discredit his powers to see into the future. This prediction had a great impact on the people of California a few years ago because it was presented to them very dramatically by Orson Welles in 1981.
Fire from the center of the earth. The great earthquake shall be in the month of May. Saturn, Capricorn, Jupiter, Mercury in Taurus, Venus in Cancer, Mars in Zero.
So, Nostradamus has given us the month, May, of a great earthquake. And more, he has given us the year. Now, astrologists tell us the conjunction of Saturn, Capricorn, Jupiter, and Mercury will occur again in 1988. May 1988. But where does Nostradamus say this great earthquake will strike?
Fire from the center of the earth shall make an earthquake in the new city.
According to many scholars, whenever Nostradamus wrote about new cities, he was referring to cities in the New World of America. Here he could have been referring to the new cities of San Francisco and Los Angeles, both of which sit on an earthquake fault line.
The San Francisco earthquake occurred in 1989. For some, Nostradamus' prediction, as projected by Orson Welles in 1981, was remarkable, missing as it did by one calendar year. Others feel the prediction is for a future quake, that it was the interpretation of his prediction that was off. Nostradamus' predictions are indeed open to many interpretations. These predictions, he wrote, began as visions which first came to him as a subtle spirit of fire. He later recorded these visions in 4-line rhyming verse.
Seated at night in my secret study, alone, reposing over the brass tripod, a slender flame leaps out of the solitude, making me pronounce that which is not in vain.
He called the verses quatrains. He wrote them in his native French, but fearing he might be branded a witch, he confused his rhymes with anagrams, some of them in Latin and Greek. He wrote 1,000 quatrains, dividing them into groups of 100 called centuries. The quatrains are obscure to many, but clear to others. For example, in the 35th quatrain of the 1st century, Nostradamus is said to have written it about the then reigning king of France.
The young lion will overcome the old one on the battlefield in single combat. In a cage of gold, his eyes will be put out. 2 wounds in one, then to die a cruel death.
This quatrain at the time was read as a prediction that the reigning king would die in a jousting tournament. The king summoned Nostradamus to his court and told him that he did not compete in such tournaments. Nostradamus responded that he wrote what he saw.
The young lion will overcome the old one.
Later, it came to pass. In spite of Nostradamus' warning, the king did joust in the tournament, and against a younger opponent.
In a cage of gold, his eyes will be put out.
Next, Nostradamus and the assassination of President Kennedy.
To those import owners who said they would drive an American luxury car when they make one good enough, here's one that's much, much more than good enough. Test drive the 1991 Buick Park Avenue and see how good the great American beauty truly is. Park Avenue from Buick, the new symbol for quality in America and beyond.
It's a hit! The cornbread twist, made with real cornmeal. Oh, and by the way, they go perfect with, whoa, chili. Nothing says lovin' like my cornbread twists. Woohoo!
Introducing Wendy's Chicken Cordon Bleu, a boneless breast of chicken, ham, Swiss cheese, Grey Poupon, and mayonnaise on a toasted Kaiser bun.
That looks delicious.
Try the new Chicken Cordon Bleu sandwich at Wendy's for a limited time.
That means you have to hurry.
On an all-new Cheers, remember Sam's evil landlord?
Is that your head or is your neck blowing and bumping?
Rebecca wants to buy the bar, but at what price?
We can get under the sheets and haggle.
Then on an all-new Wings, a double wedding inside a plane, then outside the plane?
This is so romantic.
All new NBC Thursday.
A sensational trial, a ruthless attorney, an innocent victim.
Your Honor, this is outrageous.
And would you believe Wayne Newton? All new LA Law, NBC Thursday.
It's been written that Nostradamus was aware of his visions even as a boy, growing up in the French village of Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, where he was born in 1503. His early education was extraordinary. His father, who was the village notary, saw to it that Nostradamus was schooled in the classics. He also studied the stars and the Bible and the ancient book of mysteries, the Kabbalah. From his family, he acquired a passionate faith and an awareness of possibilities, a belief that man could help give shape to his own destiny if he could understand the future. One of Nostradamus's earliest recorded visions did help one young man shape his destiny. While still a youth, Nostradamus met a Franciscan friar. He fell to his knees and kissed the young man's robes. Asked why he was paying such duty to a lowly friar, Nostradamus replied, "Because I must kiss the robes of His Holiness the Pope." Many years later, after Nostradamus was dead, the young man, Felice Peretti, perhaps taking direction from Nostradamus's prophecy, became Pope Sixtus V. But Nostradamus was not about to pursue a life as a fortune teller. Instead, he attended the university where he was trained to be a physician. While he was still a student, a plague, the dreaded curse of the 16th century, spread across Europe. Nostradamus left school at the age of 22 and went out to heal the sick and dying. His fame as a healer spread. From near and far, towns afflicted with the plague sent for him. Had he never made a single prediction, Nostradamus would have made his mark as a remarkable physician. His success brought him to the town of Agen, where he married and settled down. There, rumors of his strange powers to see into the future provoked much curiosity. On one occasion, he was invited to a banquet where his host attempted to trick him. He told Nostradamus they'd be eating pig that evening. He said he had a black pig and a white pig, and he invited Nostradamus to predict which of the two would be served. Nostradamus said the black one. The host then instructed the cook to prepare the white pig. Later that evening, as they were enjoying their meal, the host challenged Nostradamus to once more state which pig they were then eating. Nostradamus replied, as he had before, the black one. Triumphantly, the host then asked the cook to declare which of the two they were eating. The cook said that while he was preparing the white pig, it fell from the table and was devoured by dogs, so he'd had to serve the black one. But it wasn't till a personal tragedy struck that he took account of that power and changed his life. When the next wave of devastating plague took the lives of his wife and 2 children in 1533, he fell into a deep despair. He retired to a life of seclusion and became a quiet, introverted man, wandering aimlessly throughout Europe for the next 10 years. He then returned to Salon in the south of France, where he began to record his visions. He wrote about his homeland, about France, about its future. He wrote about Europe, about change, upheaval, and revolutions. It was the 16th century. The world he knew was dominated by Rome, by the church. That world faced new challenges from the Reformation movement in Germany, led by Martin Luther. Nostradamus, like the others of his time, faced the future with some uncertainty. He saw the world around him falling apart. Now, some critics of the quatrains say that all his predictions centered around these historical events. Others insist he saw past them, into the future. He's said to have predicted the French Revolution of 1789, 234 years before it happened.
The Republic of the great city, with great harshness, shall not permit exit to the king. Being called by trumpets, the ladder shall be put to the wall, and the city shall repent.
It's estimated that Nostradamus wrote some 30 quatrains dealing with this epical moment in French history.
Despite the king, the coin will be brought lower. The people shall rise against their king. Peace being made, holy laws made worse. Paris was never in such great disorder.
Nostradamus wrote about places he could never have guessed at, places that in his lifetime didn't even exist.
The husband, alone afflicted, will be mitred. Conflict will take place at the tile works by 500. One betrayer will be titled.
On the night of June 20th, 1791, a mob, calling itself the Marseille 500, attacked Louis XVI's palace, built long after Nostradamus' death. The palace was called the Tuileries, which in French means the tile works.
Conflict will take place at the tile works by 500.
Then there's a remarkable quatrain in which Nostradamus wrote about the king's flight from Paris.
By night he will come to the forest of Rayen, a devious route, the white queen of stone and the gray king to Varennes.
Louis XVI, with his wife Queen Marie Antoinette, fled Paris in 1791, taking the odd route via the forest of Rayen. Disguised as a monk, he was dressed in gray, and he went to Varennes. Nostradamus also wrote about the fate of the royal couple.
The government taken over will convict the king.
The king was condemned to death.
The queen sent to death by jurors chosen by lot.
Marie Antoinette was condemned to death by a jury of revolutionaries. It's the first time royalty was tried by a jury chosen by lot. Nostradamus also wrote about the American Revolution, about a war for independence in the New World, only just discovered before his birth. In several quatrains, he's said to have written about the 13 colonies striking out on their own against the British Crown.
The West shall be free from the British Isles.
Nostradamus wrote that line in the seclusion of an attic room in a small town in France about a country not yet born, 2,000 miles away. Now listen to Quatrain 96, Century 4, written over 200 years before the American Revolution.
The eldest sister of the Britannic Island shall be born 15 years before her brother. By what is promised her, and by help of truth, she shall succeed in the kingdom of balance.
The eldest sister of the Britannic Isles shall be born 15 years before her brother. This prediction, many experts say, not only suggests that America, the eldest sister, will achieve independence before France, her brother, but actually stipulates the gap of 15 years between the beginnings of the Republic in each country. America in 1776, France in 1791. There are those who say he wrote many quatrains about future events in American history. In one, he's said to have predicted the coming of a great lawgiver.
The sacred pomp shall bow down her wings at the coming of the great lawgiver. He shall raise up the humble and defeat the rebellious. No emulator of his shall be born.
Abraham Lincoln did give to the new nation its most important new law, the Emancipation Proclamation. He raised up the humble and defeated the rebellious Confederate States. In another quatrain, Nostradamus may be alluding to Lincoln's assassination.
A conspired death shall come to an effect, charge given and a journey to death. Elected, created, received by his own defeated. Blood of innocence before him by remorse.
Conspired death, Nostradamus wrote. Lincoln's murder was the result of a vast conspiracy, the exact details of which are still not fully understood. By his own defeated, Nostradamus added, Lincoln was killed by those he vanquished in the Civil War. Some say that Nostradamus also predicted the assassination of a second American president, John F. Kennedy.
That's what you can do for your country.
The great man falls by lightning in the day.
Some say Nostradamus also wrote with incredible detail about the controversy that followed.
The ancient work will be accomplished from the roof. Evil ruin shall fall on the great man. Being dead, they will accuse an innocent of the deed. The guilty one hidden in the misty woods.
Much controversy still surrounds the arrest of Lee Harvey Oswald as Kennedy's assassin.
This is the basement floor of the Dallas City Hall, and that's a scuffle on the basement floor. It seems to concern photographers.
He has been shot. Oswald has been shot.
Lee Oswald. Oswald has been shot.
Being dead, they will accuse an innocent of the deed.
Oswald was reported to have shot Kennedy from the back, from the 6th story of this building. But 2 bullets hit the president. One was clearly from behind. Some say the second fatal shot came from the front. They claim a second assassin could have been concealed in front of the car in a clump of bushes known as the grassy knoll. They believe this film shows the outline of a man and rifle concealed in the bushes.
The guilty one hidden in the misty woods.
President Kennedy was killed almost 30 years ago, but still the controversy rages. Is it possible that Nostradamus 4 centuries ago could have had an insight into these strange and tragic events?
Next, Nostradamus, Napoleon, and Adolf Hitler.
Outside, smoother aerodynamics than a Porsche 928 helped make Chevy Corsica one of the most fuel-efficient cars in its class. Inside, careful attention to detail helps make it a most efficient and worry-free place to be. Corsica, a very comforting way more people are winning with.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Hey, homemade bread.
That's for the bake sale.
Be great with Country Crock.
That would be great for the bake sale.
But Country Crock tastes so rich and buttery.
Hey.
Your bread deserves that delicious taste, melting into every bite.
Oh, brother.
And it has fewer calories.
Right.
And no cholesterol.
Okay. This one's for Country Crock.
Alone at last.
Maybe we should take Country Crock to the bake sale.
No. Let's stay here and loaf around.
Come taste the country. Rich and buttery, but with fewer calories and no cholesterol. Shed Spread Country Crock. The taste of the country.
Frank Bartles and Ed James have just entered the room, where they will make an announcement of great importance.
Hello. What you see here is the world's only light wine cooler. New Bartles and James Light.
How did you make it?
As you can see, Ed has reduced the calories by 1/3, which he believes gives you even more fresh fruit taste.
That's impossible.
That is exactly what they told Tom Edison, and he did just fine with his light. So please try ours, and thank you for your support.
This tugboat crew has a plan, and they begin by digging into those 2 scoops in every Kellogg's pack. 2 scoops. We'll keep them coming back to those 2 scoops of plump juicy raisins in Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Hooked up and in command, they're working now, but they're thinking how they love 2 scoops and lots of wholesome bran. 2 scoops. They're turning back again for 2 scoops of plump juicy raisins in Kellogg's Raisin Bran. 2 scoops.
In quatrain after quatrain, Nostradamus wrote about the coming of 3 powerful and tyrannical leaders. He predicted that these men would lead their people through reigns of terror after first seducing them with promises of greatness.
An emperor will be born near Italy, one who will cost his empire quite a high price. They will say that even among his supporters, he will be found less prince than butcher.
Streets and pick the best insulters I can find, who are not drunk.
Napoleon, who was an emperor, not a king of France, was born near Italy in the island of Corsica. It was an unheard-of place for a French ruler to be born. Even in his own time, Napoleon was seen as both prince and butcher.
From a simple soldier, he will attain to empire. From a short robe, he will attain the long. Great swarms of bees will arise.
Short robes to long robes, soldier to emperor. Napoleon adopted the beehive as his imperial crest.
For 14 years, he will hold the tyranny.
Napoleon's reign of war and terror from the time he first seized power on November 9th, 1799, to his exile in Elba on April 14th, 1814, was 14 years and 5 months.
For 14 years, he will hold the tyranny of a a name never before held by a French king, there comes such a fearful thunderbolt. Italy, Spain, and England tremble.
Napoleon Bonaparte is indeed a name never before or since held by a French king.
A great troop shall come through Russia. The destroyer shall ruin a city.
Napoleon invaded Russia in 1812. His troops sacked and burned Moscow.
The rear guard will make defense. The exhausted ones will die in the White Territory.
The Russian people did at last rise up and turn back the French invaders. Nostradamus' graphic imagery matches that of Napoleon's retreat across the icy steppes of Russia.
The exhausted ones will die in the White Territory.
Nostradamus wrote that line 250 years before Napoleon's retreat.
The French will come to dread the time of the north winds, their forces having driven too far.
Napoleon had overextended his forces. His army was trapped over 3,000 miles from his home base in France. He was beaten as much by the Russian winter as by the Russian army. Students of the quatrains find Nostradamus' predictions about this first despotic leader, the man they're certain is Napoleon, to be among his most extraordinary. They point to a verse they say tells of Napoleon's defeat and exile to the small island of Elba.
The great empire will soon be exchanged for a small place in which he will come to lay down his scepter. A small place of tiny area, it will soon begin to grow.
Here, some say Nostradamus is alluding to Napoleon's escape from Elba. It was a daring attempt to regain power.
The captive escaping great dangers, his fortunes greatly change.
Successful, Napoleon began what was to be known as the 100 Days, which would reach a climax on June 18, 1815, on a battlefield in Belgium. Waterloo, in the third month of Napoleon's second reign.
In the third month at sunrise, the boar and the leopard meet on the battlefield.
Napoleon's enemy was the Duke of Wellington, the man he called the Leopard of England.
The boar and the leopard meet on the battlefield.
All day, from sunrise to evening, Napoleon's troops assaulted the English, but it was the French flank that broke first. Wellington, the leopard, could now take hold.
The fatigued leopard looks up to the heavens. An eagle soars to the sun. The chief adversary will win the victory.
The chief adversary, Wellington. The loser, as Nostradamus may have predicted 250 years before, Napoleon.
Neither bugles nor shouts will stop the soldiers. Liberty and peace achieved only through time and death.
Visions of war, bloodshed, and death. These visions apparently tormented Nostradamus. He was, after all, a healer, a man of peace. His visions, he hoped, would make others wonder about the destiny of the world they lived in. Think about doing something to stop the killing. Nostradamus warned there would be more war, more death, with the coming of a second despotic tyrant. His supporters claim he actually named this tyrant, calling him Hister, Hister. Seeing 400 years into the future, they say, he missed the actual name by only one letter.
From the Aryan height there shall arise one who is both elevated and obscure, of him who rules from the most horrible throne ever known.
Fact. For 10 years, Ford has had the best-built American cars and trucks. Fact. For 4 years, Ford has had the best-selling cars and trucks, American or import. Fact. Ford cars and trucks have more repeat buyers than anyone else, American or import. Call it leadership, call it winning, call it anything you want. The simple fact is, Ford is #1. Save during Leadership Month at your Ford dealer now.
Rolaids. Now that spells relief.
Potpourri. But we're more than just potpourri. I'm the only potpourri carpet deodorizer with genuine Arm & Hammer baking soda to absorb odors and freshen naturally. And I'm the only air freshener with Arm & Hammer baking soda. The natural way to deodorize tough bathroom odors and make the air potpourri fresh. I freshen the carpet, and I freshen the air. Natural freshness from the baking soda experts.
Nostradamus, the man who saw tomorrow, will continue.
Once upon a time, innocent people were threatened by an evil force.
Don't fail me again.
So they banded together to make our universe a safer place.
Hope you know what you're doing.
And it became the biggest adventure ever.
Watch this.
You've got a lot of guts coming here. Share the victory. The Empire Strikes Back on NBC Friday.
If you drive a stick shift, you probably make over 70,000 shifts a year. Sooner or later, you'll experience some kind of problem. Will it be a big problem or a small one? It takes a trained technician to know. At AMCO Centers, they've serviced enough stick shifts to distinguish between the two. Half the sticks they service only need clutch work, not a new transmission. Next time you throw a shift that doesn't feel just right, come to AMCO. Don't play games with your transmission. AMCO, AA, MCO.
They're coming to you live over the airwaves every morning.
It's just fun. We have fun doing it. I guess people can tell that.
They're the hits, the news, and the laughter that send you off with a smile.
For Tip and all the cameramen from WDSU.
They're the most listened to radio stations in New Orleans.
We're a pretty aggressive station.
Meet the faces behind the voices that are music to your ears.
Very nice surprise.
Take a look inside Morning Radio tonight on 6 News at 10.
I'm looking for some sunshine in the forecast. I'll tell you what I found tonight at 10.
Listen now to the words of a 16th century prophet and watch the images of a 20th century tyrant. The words are Nostradamus's. The images are of Adolf Hitler.
Out of the deepest part of the west of Europe, from poor people, a young child shall be born, who with his tongue shall seduce many people.
Neurosis, charlatanism, combat, anti-socialism, hate to the Jews, treachery, murder, race insanity. I am the leader of the German people.
The great Sporker, proud without shame, shall be elected governor of the army. A captain of great Germany shall come to yield himself by false hope, so that his revolt will cause great bloodshed. They shall subjugate the borders of the Danube. They shall pursue crosses of iron, topsy-turvy. Under the feigned shadow of freeing people from slavery, he shall usurp the people and city for himself. He shall come to tyrannize the land. He shall raise up a hatred that had long been dormant. The child of Germany observes no law. Cries and tears, fire, blood, and battle. The premier worse than ever did Nero see the spilling of brave human blood. He shall cause the furnace to be rebuilt. Brothers and sisters shall be slaves in various places. The great leader of Germany will incorporate into Great Germany Brabant, Flanders, Ghent, Bruges, and Bologna. He will assail Vienna and Cologne, Tours, Orléans, Blois, Angers, Reims, cities vexed by sudden change. Land and sea shall tremble. The Germans and their neighbors will be in a war for the control of regions of the clouds. In the island shall be such horrible tumults that nothing shall be heard by a warlike surprise. So great shall be the assault of the robbers that everyone shall shelter himself under the great line.
It's breathtaking, isn't it? At least in terms of his description, written long before man could even fly, let alone make war with bombs and tanks. In all 10 of his books, Nostradamus describes a man who could be Hitler and what could be visions of Nazi victories. These quatrains were actually used as propaganda weapons by the Third Reich. Joseph Goebbels, Hitler's propaganda minister, believed Nostradamus' predictions could be used to help break the French resistance. He ordered Nazi planes to bombard France with leaflets bearing Nostradamus' predictions of Nazi victories. France did fall. The Nazis marched into Paris on June 14th, 1940.
The French nation, they will believe in rash things. They will be in great grief.
The Allies were quick to respond to Hitler's exploitation of Nostradamus' prophecies. Winston Churchill, with the aid of an astrologer, published those quatrains he thought forecast Mussolini's, then Hitler's defeat. The Roman power will be defeated, then the great neighbor also. Then they will turn about in confusion. The great country, perverted, will be vanquished. The Americans also used Nostradamus' predictions in a home front propaganda effort during World War II. MGM Studios, under producer Kerry Wilson, made a series of shorts about Nostradamus for the movie theaters. Beyond exploring the mysteries of his prophecies, the films served the national interest.
But Nostradamus made some predictions about us, too. The chosen protector of the great country, for endless years will hold the famed torch. It will serve to guide this great people, and in its name they will struggle and triumph. Yes, the people of the 13 colonies chose freedom as the protector of this land. For endless years, freedom has and will hold up the famed torch. In freedom's name we have struggled, we shall continue to struggle, and shall finally triumph, not without the sacrifice and not without the pain that must forever make mankind free. Nostradamus wrote those words almost 400 years ago.
Nostradamus scholars say the war ended as the French prophet had predicted, with the defeat of Germany and with the invention of a new weapon.
Saturn of gold will be changed into iron. The contrary of the positive ray shall exterminate all.
The contrary of the positive ray. This is thought to be a reference to the chain reaction involved in nuclear fission.
Fire, the color of gold from heaven to earth shall be seen. Great murder of mankind.
A second despot defeated. What about the third tyrant Nostradamus foresaw?
This king will enter Europe wearing a blue turban.
Nostradamus, his supporters say, tells us not only where this tyrant will appear, but also when.
The Buick Park Avenue Ultra. Its luxury is understated. The reaction of the automotive press is not. Park Avenue from Buick, the new symbol for quality in America and beyond.
Uncle Ben's gives you so many delicious ways to enjoy healthy eating, because these Uncle Ben's rices are low in fat, loaded with complex carbohydrates. And Uncle Ben's locks in natural vitamins, too. That's why it's the only rice that lights up every meal at the U.S. Olympic Training Center. Let Uncle Ben's make a healthy difference in your life.
Touchstone Pictures presents Bette Midler and Woody Allen.
Well, look at you.
Together at last, proving there's room in a marriage for many wonderful and intimate things.
I love you.
But the truth
I had an affair.
is not one of them.
Wow, you are the most callow, selfish, short-sighted.
You sure?
I hope you fry in hell.
Scenes from a mall.
Did she do tricks in bed, things I don't do?
No. Yes, actually she did.
Rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
What does it cost to live like a king? Well, Home Sweet Home, 140 million. Weekend Castle, 30 million. Terrific Day Crown, 6 million. Chambermaid, at least $500,000. A Royal Feast, 79 cents.
King Ralph's Royal Deal at Burger King. Buy any size fries and a soft drink and get a bacon double cheeseburger for 79 cents.
Frankly, with expenses like these, that's about all one can afford.
King Ralph's Royal Deal at Burger King.
Next on Hunter, a CIA assassination plot implicates Novak's father, leaving her with only one place to turn.
I want to be with you tonight.
Hunter on NBC. Sometimes the strongest weapon in war is laughter. It's the network television premiere, Good Morning Vietnam, on NBC Sunday.
Nostradamus predicted 3 great despotic tyrants. The first, researchers say, was Napoleon. The second, Hitler. The third tyrant, he said, would emerge in the world scene soon after a sequence of events which he also described.
In the year that Saturn and Mars are equally fiery, the air is very dry, a long meteor. Of people and beasts shall be a horrible destruction. Blood, thirst, famine, when the comet shall run. When the comet shall run. When the comet shall run. Distress from fire in the sky. There is a very great drought. Fish in the sea, river and lake boiled hectic. The great famine do I see drawing near. Fire from the center of the earth. Great floods, unhappy endings.
When these things shall come to pass, then shall we suffer the presence of the third great despotic tyrant, after Napoleon, after Hitler, so say those who interpret Nostradamus's quatrains. Have these things happened? Nostradamus said, when the comet shall run. Halley's Comet? ran again in 1986, and as his proponents are quick to point out, we've recently experienced great drought and famine in Ethiopia and in the Sahara. Distress from the sky, fish in the sea, river and lake boiled hectic. They say this quatrain refers to the destruction of the ozone layer, the warming of the earth. Fire from the center of the earth, he wrote. The ring of fire in the Pacific has recently become more violently active with the eruptions of Mount Kilauea in Hawaii and earthquakes in California. These are the natural disasters his supporters claim that Nostradamus has said will precede the coming of this third despotic tyrant.
This king will enter Europe wearing a blue turban. He is one that shall cause the infernal gods of Hannibal to live again. He will be the terror of mankind. The great one of the East by land, sea, and air with a great army will cross with death. The kingdom will be overcome by the sea. From Persia, from Greater Arabia.
400 years ago, Nostradamus forecast that this third evil tyrant would come from the deserts of the Middle East, from Greater Arabia. He suggests he would come wearing a blue turban. Like Hitler and Napoleon, Saddam Hussein, dictator and ruler of Iraq, now stands alone against the rest of the world. He wears no blue turban, but Nostradamus experts are quick to point out the quatrains have a startling ring of reality to them.
An inhuman, cruel heart, cold, blood will pour, mercy to none.
Nostradamus suggests this tyrant will engulf the world in war.
From hidden fires, a great place burns with heat. A hot wind. War. The trumpet shakes with great discord. An agreement broken. Lifting the face to heaven, the bloody mouth will swim in the blood. Shortly before the sun, a battle is engaged. Then will come the great tumult. Explosions. There will be a great onslaught. The earth trembles, pushed into the air and falls again. The herald is sent out to call for surrender. The barbarian shall be driven back.
Century 8, quatrain 77. Nostradamus is said to have predicted that the end of this war and the vanquishing of this last of the three despotic tyrants would come about because of an unexpected alliance. Listen now to Orson Welles as he explains what two nations would make that unexpected alliance. He filmed this remarkable scene in 1981.
When those of the Arctic Pole shall be united together, there shall be in the East great fear and trembling. Those of the Arctic Pole could mean the Soviet Union and the United States.
As we see here, at the Bering Straits, the two countries are at their closest point in the Arctic Circle. One day, Nostradamus wrote, the two great masters will be friends. Their great powers will be increased. The Eastern ruler will be vanquished.
The two great masters will be friends. Who before last year would have believed that the Soviet Union and the United States would become allies? Orson Welles made that statement in 1981, before Glasnost, before the walls came tumbling down in Eastern Europe. He made it based on an interpretation of a quatrain Nostradamus wrote over 400 years ago. Was he a fraud or a prophet, this Nostradamus? Could he truly see into the future? There are those who say that even if you can dismiss most of his predictions as historical coincidence, you have to pay attention to the remarkable quatrains about Louis XVI's flight to Varennes, about Napoleon, about Hitler, and about the third great despotic tyrant. Others will argue that the seeming accuracy of the predictions are based only on facile interpretations. Like Orson Welles before us, we don't claim the predictions of Nostradamus are true or untrue. We've simply shown you interpretations of his work, made by researchers over the last several hundred years. What's important is not what he wrote, but why. The future's not fixed, he wrote to his son. It can and must be changed. He wrote not to provoke fear, but to encourage wisdom. If he wrote about a king in a blue turban, if he wrote about war, he also wrote about the need for man to find a new way to live in this planet. Finally, Nostradamus' message is one of hope.
In one night, the tree that has been long dead and withered shall grow green again. There shall be a renewed reign of Saturn and a golden age. Here shall begin an age of universal peace, a peace of 1,000 years.
Which car has the best long-lasting protection against rust when scratched? Chevy Lumina, Ford Taurus, Honda Accord, or Mercedes-Benz? In these corrosion chambers, 30 days equals 2 years. Chevy Lumina's two-sided galvanized steel is unsurpassed in corrosion protection. With Ford, Honda, and Mercedes, sooner or later, you get this. By only scratching the surface, you can see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
That's today's Chevrolet.
The same medicine found in the prescription drug Motrin.
The same medicine found in the prescription drug Motrin.
Same as in Motrin in non-prescription strength.
The same medicine found in the prescription drug.
Did you ever notice that a lot of pain relievers seem to be saying the same thing? Well, if you want the same medicine found in the prescription drug Motrin, wouldn't it just be simpler to ask for Motrin IB? Non-prescription strength Motrin IB. You can't buy a more effective pain reliever without a prescription. Motrin IB. Accept no alternatives.
Introducing Wendy's Chicken Cordon Bleu, a boneless breast of chicken, ham, Swiss cheese, Grey Poupon, and mayonnaise on a toasted Kaiser bun.
That looks delicious.
Try the new Chicken Cordon Bleu sandwich at Wendy's for a limited time.
That means you have to hurry.
I used to have dandruff, so I tried Head and Shoulders. Then I tried Selsun Blue. Blue is better.
Selsun Blue relieves dandruff flaking better than Head and Shoulders, and doctors recommend it more than Head and Shoulders, Denerex, and Tegrin.
Blue is better.
Selsun Blue.
Exposing crime and corruption is their beat. Now they go behind the scenes to the front line of the Middle East, and what they uncover will shock you. A special one-hour expose from the edition.
An NBC world premiere.
You still want that house?
They're a family looking for a future.
A place that a man can stand tall.
Facing adversity.
Me and the boys here, we'll work all night for food.
But together, love will see them through.
Ain't nobody can beat us down while we're climbing up.
Mark Harmon in a story of hope and courage. The Long Road Home, NBC Monday.
Coming up next, Hunter gets up close and very personal with his new partner. It's an all-new Hunter. And Friday night, one of America's biggest box office